I want to show you how you might use subscription billing in Dynamics 365 Business Central, track customer and vendor contracts together. I looked at three options. I looked at the non-inventory subscription billing that we looked at the other day, starting from a contract. There's a number of reasons this won't work. It won't work because items in the contract have to be non-inventory. And if they're non-inventory, they're not going to create a purchase order. The next one was recurring sales order lines, which will work because you really don't have the concept of a contract. It's not something you can go to and say, oh, this is when the contract started. This is how long it goes. This is how it's been billed. You can't really do that. So I threw that out. The one we're going to look at is service commitments in subscription billing. We're going to start from a sales order, create customer contract and a vendor contract from that. Then we'll manage it from that point. So this allows me to take advantage of the subscription billing in Business Central. It gives me a contract, the vendor and the customer, something I can bill from, something I can report on. So let's take a look at it. First thing I want to do is set up a sales order to the customer. This is going to be a sales order for cellular service. Select my customer. This is a regular sales order. And I select the item. This is a special item that has associated with it subscription lines. I can select the ones that I want. So let's select T-Mobile here. T-Mobile will become a subscription line for this particular item. Also automatically added to this is the customer line. Hit OK here. And let's put the quantity. I want the quantity of licenses, let's say 10. And the price on a sales order is going to be 0. Because we're going to create contracts in which we're going to bill the customer. So this is going to be a $0 sales order. It'll turn into an invoice. The sales invoice will be on the customer's account. We can clear that with the first payment, easy. So let's look at this line. If I click line here and look at subscriptions, I can see that I have two subscription lines. The first one is the customer line. This is added automatically for this item that I put in the sales order. We'll take a look at that later. I also selected from three different options T-Mobile as the vendor. What I can also do here is change the descriptions. So I'm going to change this. Let's change it to T-Mobile. There's a number of places where I can change the description. It'll make it easier to use, make it easier to understand specific contracts with customers and vendors. So I've got everything I need here. So when I post this, it's going to create two things. It'll create a subscription line for customer and a subscription line for a vendor. Just go ahead and post this. The sales invoice has been posted. You don't need to look at it. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my role center. I'm logged in as a business manager. And I have the subscription billing item down here. You can see that I've got lines out of contract. These are subscription lines that have not yet been put into a contract. This is easy to do. Let's look at the customer first. This is the subscription line that was created from the sales invoice. I can assign it to an existing contract. I'm going to create a new one. Create a new contract. This dialog box comes up. All you need to do is click on the customer number and it will be filled in by the information in the subscription line. I can also put a description here. This will show up later. So let's do that. Let's just copy this. We can change these descriptions later. Set a contract type here. I don't want to create deferral, so I'll turn that off. And I'm good. So I hit OK here. Look the one up we just created. And I'll assign that subscription line to this contract that we just created. So that's done. Go back to my role center. I still have one for the vendor. Let's open that up. Same type of thing here. Let's assign it to a contract. I already have a contract with my vendor. for cellular wholesale. So I'm going to select this one. It's going to add it to an existing contract. Let's do that. I still need to assign it. We'll assign it, and I'm done. I've cleared the new subscription lines without a contract from my role center. Next, let's look at the contracts. Let's look at the customer subscription contracts. This is the one we just created. Let's open this up. Here's the customer contract. Here's the customer contract number. Down here is the overall contract. This will be applied to the vendor contract as well automatically. What I don't have here is the price. I'm going to enter the price here. This is what I want for a 1-year contract for 10 licenses. So let's go ahead and invoice this. This is the invoice out to the customer. I'm going to post this. It will be in the customer's accounts receivable. Let's go ahead and post this. Back at the customer contract, we can see that the next billing date has been updated. So on this particular contract line, we don't have an end date. I can keep billing this on an annual basis. It's not going to let me bill on a quarterly basis because it's set up for 1 year. And you can see that the next billing date's already here. So when I bill this again, it's going to be for a year. The next billing date will advance to the next year. Let's take a look at the vendor subscription contracts. Click on that here. Here's a contract to which we just added the new vendor subscription line from the sales order. It was an existing contract. Let's take a look at that. Here's the contract. We don't want deferrals. This was a line that was on the contract from another sales order, another customer contract. The second line here is the one that we just added. So I want to bill this. So let's create the contract invoice here. You can see I've got information about the contract here. It's a 1-year contract again, and I'm not going to create contract deferrals. Let's create the contract invoice. It opens up the invoice, and it's not a purchase order. This is a purchase invoice. Here's a new subscription line right here. I post this, it's going to go into my accounts payable. Let's go ahead and post that. So we created a purchase invoice from this line here in the contract. This is a vendor contract. First line had already been invoiced. We invoiced this line here. You can see the overall subscription number right here. The next billing date has been advanced. So what's nice about this is if for some reason this gets billed on April 2030, it's not going to happen. It will not be able to be billed until the billing date is February 28th, 31. So this gives me control over the purchasing. It does not create purchase orders, it creates purchase invoices. Let's take a look at some analysis reporting. I've got subscription lines here, and I've got my different subscriptions. These are the high-level subscriptions. I can open this up. I believe this is one that we just added, and you can see the two pieces. I got a customer, and I've got a vendor. So this is the analysis function in Business Central. This one is pretty much out of the box. I changed it just a little bit to get the hierarchy here, where I've got the major subscription here, and I've got the customer and the vendor subscriptions right here. There's a couple more reports in Business Central. The nice reports are Power BI reports. I'm going to include a segment from a previous video I did. Let's take a look at the items next. So there's a couple different types of items here. First one is the customer cellular. This is the one that was on a sales order, but attached to it are subscription options. If we open this up, we can see those. This is a non-inventory item. It's just a regular non-inventory item, but I've got this subscription option here. It is a sale with subscriptions. That means when I sell this, I may have subscription options that I can include on that sales order. Let's take a look at those. Go to item and then subscriptions. And these are the packages right here. So I've got a customer related one. This one is going to go onto the system automatically. So when I post a sales invoice with this item in it, it's going to include this option by default. This is a standard one. And then during sales order entry or sales invoice entry, I can select other options. In this case, which particular carrier do I want on this particular order? If I select one of these, for example, this is one we did in an example, you can see this is just set up as an option. So to recap here, I put this item on the sales order. And then let's look at the subscription packages. The customer cellular piece was put on automatically. It's a standard one. It goes in there. Sales order entry does not have an option to exclude it or include it. It's automatically added. You can see that here. But sales order entry does have an option to say which carrier do I want on this particular order. If I select T-Mobile, here's the T-Mobile line. This is the line that went to the vendor contract. So we looked at how a sales order can be used to create subscription lines for a customer and a vendor at the same time. We looked at how to take those generated subscriptions that had not yet been assigned to a contract, assign them to a contract. We looked at the customer contract and the vendor contract and how those are easily billed. And we took a quick look at subscription analysis and some setup items. Next, I'm going to play a clip from another video I did about Power BI. Microsoft released a number of new Power BI reports for the subscription billing component of Dynamics 365 Business Central in 2025. Let's take a look at these 5 reports. I like to look at the Power BI reports in the website. I'm logged into the website here, powerbi.com. I've got an app for subscription billing. Again, these are offered by Microsoft for free from the Microsoft App Source. Let's take a look at them. This is a great overview report of the subscription billing components in Business Central. You can see I've got a lot of different graphs here. It's easy to get a bearing on what's going on. I've got KPIs at the top. This has the same Power BI functionality that you're used to. So if I want to look at a particular customer in this graph, I can click on that. All the other graphs will respond and show you items just for that particular customer. So there's a lot of great information right here. And this is another report that I think people would really like. This shows revenue growth year over year. You can see that here. I've got basically a year and a half of revenue in this graph. And like all Power BI reports, I've got some very nice filters here. So if I want to filter on a particular customer group, a particular item in case, I can do that right here. And this is a churn analysis report. This is great for subscriptions. It's what people are used to looking at when they think about subscriptions. I got the nice KPIs right here at the top. And I can also look at where that churn is coming from. I can see it from different customers. I can see which customers are causing my subscription business to churn over. I can see that. So this is a really helpful report. And again, this is tailored just to subscription businesses. It can be very helpful for those types of businesses. And this one shows revenue by customer, but more importantly, the monthly recurring revenue by customer. You can see that here. I've got the customers at top, and I've got detail. If I open this up, I can see which items in the contract they're being billed for. This gives me a real good insight at a detail level into what's happening in my subscription business. And I like this one because it gives me detail about the billing that I'm going to do for those contracts. And they're broken down by the length of the contract. You can see that right here. I've got 1 month here, 12 month here that we just created. But I can open that up and get more detail on it. Here's the contract number right here. So this report and the other Power BI reports and subscription billing give you the ability to look at your subscription business in total, but also allows you to drill down into detail. And what I like about the Power BI reports is you can easily share this with other coworkers in your organization, and they do not have to access the ERP system. This makes it a lot easier for people to look at the reports, and if they use the filters, they can easily get to the information that they want. We also looked at 5 new Power BI reports that Microsoft released in conjunction with this release wave 2. There are about 10 Power BI reports in subscription billing. I think the 5 that we looked at are probably the most interesting.
If you're ready to deploy Copilot in Microsoft 365, download our free guide with the link in our video description.